We are Hubdrive. Our vision is to empower people and organizations in HR management.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the May Hubdrive Partner Webinar. What we'll do is we'll get started just a couple minutes past the hour so everybody can get logged in. Okay, great. Again, welcome to the May Partner Webinar. We'll get things started. I think there's quite a few folks here already. Obviously, there'll be some folks that come in after we get going. So first and foremost, we've got a pretty full agenda today. We've actually got a couple of guests, so it's not just Julia and myself. But let's kind of talk about it. Obviously, we'll do the routine introduction, and we'll talk a little bit about closing support, end of FY, product news, then content, marketing, training, those sorts of pieces. And we're going to talk a little bit about the Hubdrive Wiki. It's okay if you don't understand that because obviously we've got somebody here that'll clarify it. We've got a service update, then we'll cover off top partners, and then we'll get into a Q&A session. Okay. So as always, before we get started, we'll make the quick round of introductions to include our special esteemed guests from Hubdrive. I would say that most of you probably know me. I'm the Microsoft Alliance Manager as well as the partnership head of partnerships and alliances here at Hubdrive. And what I'll also do now is turn it over to Julia because she definitely doesn't want my slide there.
Thank you, Jason. Hello, everyone. You probably know me as well. And for those who don't, my name is Julia and I'm the partner manager and responsible for the region DACH. And like Jason mentioned, for this webinar, we got some support from our sales and CSM colleagues, Florian and Holger.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. 1 second till my picture comes up, I guess.
Yep, sorry about that.
All right, here we go.
You are not Julia, sorry.
I am clearly not Julia. I am Florian, actually. And yeah, well, some of you might already know me. I'm the head of pre-sales consulting here at Hubdrive, being a bit in the middle between sales and our CSM team to help out with all the more technical, more functional questions that come up in sales. And yeah, I will explain you something about that later on in today's webinar. Giving it over to Holger.
Yes, welcome also from my end. I think most of you also know me. I'm heading the customer success management and the professional service management. You probably know me from the partner trainings for each of the roll-ups. And thank you for inviting me, Jason and Julia.
Great. Thank you, Holger. So now I want to talk a little bit about closing support and the end of the fiscal year, right? So most of you know that Hubdrive's fiscal year ends on June 30th. We did that for some pretty obvious reasons to try and align with Microsoft. So just want to talk a little bit about what what can we do to try and get some things across the line. So reality is that we have a very limited time until the year ends, right? Many of you guys have and gals have deals that are at the end of the sales cycle. If you need some support from our side to get them closed before 30 June, reach out to us now. Literally reach out. No, there's no such thing as a crazy question. You can follow up with Julia or myself, and we will absolutely ensure that you get support from sales, from Florian's team, or any other department that's needed to get things across the line. So now's the time to ask for the things that you need to support your customers, right? Okay, I'm going to hand it over to Julia. She's going to talk a little bit about product news.
Yes.
And it is all yours, Julia.
Thank you, Jason. So yes, now we want to present you our latest product news and features. We're starting with the absence management calendar, which now loads way faster than before. Now you have an overview of all the absences and attendances within seconds. In addition to that, we optimize the absence entitlement specifically. So they can now be recalculated and there won't be any inconsistencies, even if you change, add, or delete entitlements. And most of you are already aware of the new team shifts integrations, which helps the customer to see all the availabilities and schedule shifts at one glance, like this screenshot shows. And those planned shifts can easily be shared with employees or team members. And this is actually because every employee who is created in the HR Dynamics environment becomes automatically a team member in team shifts and can therefore easily assigned. And of course, we always try to improve the user experience. So now in settings, the solution is more organized. In comparison, you can see in the screenshot the previous settings environment on the left side and the new organized version on the right side. So now you can see at a glance in which HR module you're actually in. So, and with the help of the license dashboard, you're now able to see all important information regarding licenses at a glance. And most of this information was part of the Rollup 33 update a couple of weeks ago, for which by now you should all have access. If not, please reach out to either me or Jason. We're happy to help. And because in the future there won't be any links anymore, but you can watch our videos and webinars on YouTube, and please make sure you subscribe it and switch on the alert button so you won't miss anything. And a lot of you were already asking about the Rollup 34 Outlook, and regarding the recruiting portal, there is going to be a out-of-the-box login function for applicants, which means that an applicant can create a username and password, so they don't have to complete the application in one sitting. And newly hired employees will automatically be included in already rolled out business closures. And there will be more functions regarding the time and attendance and leave and absence interface to D365 HR. And there will be a better transparency for carry forwarded leave entitlements, for example, where does it come from and why, and when will it expire?
So thanks for that, Julia. I'll jump in and talk to you a little bit about some of the related topics regarding content, marketing, trainings, keeping partner certifications up, and those sorts of things. So as we get started, first off, I think it's apparent, and I hope it's apparent, and I want to make it, very, very clear that, we truly value the partner network, and all of you guys represent that. Every single partner that we have, whether they be alliance partner, software partner, registered reseller, whatever level they choose, we put that on our website. We also link your website in case a customer wants to learn more about you or your services, or if they just prefer to reach out to you guys directly. And this is just a couple of examples, right? I didn't want to leave anybody out, but this, if you go to our website and you go to the partners tab at the top of it, you'll be able to scroll down and see the partners by level. Of course, we put it alphabetical order just to be fair. So if you're starting up a company, put an A, you'll be first, right? And obviously, we absolutely appreciate the fact that most partners also return the favor. And when it comes to this, we kind of have two options that we want to offer everybody. And One of them is either to share our product information, much like what BI team does, right? So if you look at that one shot that BI team has, any of those red words underneath links back to our website and provides information for the customer or potential customer. So this is, really showing that we work together, right? And then the other option is provide our company information, much like Quantique or Cloud 2020 does. And like I said before, this is simply an example of a couple, and I certainly don't want to leave anybody out. But it would be really, really awesome if everybody could either add our product info or our company info to their website. Not to mention it could just be a little bit confusing if a prospect comes to our website and then they go by default by clicking on the link to your website, and then for some reason they really don't find any information about Hubdrive, or they don't find any information about the product. So it just could be confusing, right? And I think this shows that we're working together if we're both kind of linked. Yeah. And then the other thing that I want to talk about, and I've pretty much preached this in every single partner webinar down the road here, is campaigns. We've really done some cool and successful campaigns throughout this particular FY. And again, this is just a small sample. The fact is we're here to work together, right? And so I personally, myself and I, and Ian and his marketing manager, Katie, and Wendy over there, we did a webinar series working together, just kind of explaining our solution, how we work together, all of those things. And it was really, really successful. It was, also good because they were able to reuse that content because it was recorded, break it down into snippets, put it on social media, so it was good for additional awareness. BI team has done a very similar series, which worked out really, really well. And then Cosmo, just as an example, they created some surveys, they did white papers, really to generate new business. So for all the partners out there that have worked with us on campaigns, I just want to say a heartfelt thank you. Super successful, and it really helped, get some new business over the line. And, for the partners that maybe didn't have a chance or didn't have the opportunity or capacity to do campaigns that much this year, I'd challenge you to take advantage of it for the next coming fiscal year. Again, we're all here to do business together and generate additional revenue, right? Same topic with social media, right? I mean, the biggest thing that we can do is share that we're working with each other. Maybe it does help get that one customer that we're working with or potential customer that we're working with over the line. And it's a great way to generate awareness, right? We always try or attempt, nothing's perfect, to share, like, comment on anything that you guys post. So we would ask, please help us do the exact same thing. Whenever we win a deal together with a partner, we certainly want to call that out because, not only for our potential customer base to see, hey, wow, these guys are really working together, they're adding a bunch of customers, we want to, be part of that adventure as well. But it also helps, again, with that awareness generation. Feel free to follow us on LinkedIn. And this isn't a campaign to get more LinkedIn subscribers or YouTube subscribers, but it's just about building an awareness throughout the community. Yeah. And let us know if, if you guys are present on social media, we're happy to follow you or like, and again, any comments. We will be sending out content packages for websites as well as marketing material over the next few weeks. There'll be things like logos. There'll be a couple of pitch decks, those types of things that you can use for marketing material. Also, feel free to go to either of our websites, both the product website and our company website. And use any information that you see there, screenshots, links, whatever it is that you want to use for any type of marketing campaigns or what have you. Absolutely happy to let you use it. It is probably a good idea to just double check with your partner manager in case there's any requirements concerning licensing of photos that we use, or anything that maybe we have purchased that aren't carried forward to the next partner or whatever it may be. We've also, and literally this is for the first time, I think, published a training calendar for fiscal year 2022. Both the German and English language trainings are available. So the training schedule also includes our sales boot camps that we'll be holding on a routine basis. You can find it at hubdrive.com in the partner hub. Just scroll down to the bottom, and on the left-hand side, you'll see a link to the actual training. And then as you look through, you'll see the different months that it's provided. If it shows multiple dates, then that's going to be an online session only. If it shows just 3 dates, when I say multiple, I mean like 6, 7, 8 of them. If it's only 3 dates for that first HR certification training, then that's going to be an on-site, and that usually coincides with the sales boot camp. As we know, like I said, the new FY is almost here. So Julia, myself, the rest of the team that works with partners will be reaching out if there's any discussions or topics that we have to have about partnership levels, or whether we're going to continue to have a managed partner scenario, meaning Julia or myself being the one-on-one provider for you. You know, like I mentioned, the training calendar is available if you know that you have some certifications that might need to be refreshed or updated. And, you know, if you have any questions about content that I mentioned or training itself, then feel free to reach out to Julia or myself with those questions. Okay, give me just a second to get Florian set up here, and I will hand it over to him to talk about the Hubdrive Wiki.
All right, welcome again, everybody. Now we will have a look on what actually is the Hubdrive Wiki that we were talking about. So it is pretty much a Hubdrive knowledge base that we want to create. You might ask yourself why we're actually going to do this. It's got simple but important reasons. So first of all, we get ongoing requests from both prospects as well as partners during the sales process, because there might be things that are not quite clear to you or to the prospect, or you need some more additional material to showcase something. So that's something we really want to support from our end, and therefore we want to create that. Another reason is that, of course, even though you might have a question, an answer to the question that they're referring to you, it might still be that an ad hoc answer might lack validity, or it might not be really supportive in the sales process. Because even though we, of course, want to give the best possible answer, that also comes with it should be an answer that doesn't make them afraid of the solution, or doesn't really make them think about whether it's a good solution or not. It should be something that actually supports the process and that shows that we can improve the things that they are looking for. And therefore, what is it all about? Hubdrive, meaning we, meaning pretty much me, will provide content to tackle these questions in a good way. Could be that it's a text, it could be that it's some graphics that help you out, could be some references to other websites when it's something about dynamics, for example. So it will be a mixture of all the things that really help you to support your prospects, your customers with the information they need in order to make an informed decision. These pieces of information may include functional questions, like some questions about our solution itself, some questions about how we can actually deal with certain HR topics in our solution, but it may also be technological questions, like some certain interfaces that may be asked for, or some other integrations that might be needed. And it may also be processual topics, meaning something like, how can we actually cover this process in the best possible way with the toolbox that we are highlighting on our website? Because it might not always be only our solution. It might be a mixture between HR for Dynamics, Dynamics HR, some other third-party solutions like Teams, and so further and so on. So it can really be a mixture of all the things that we have in that toolbox to make the customer most successful in the end. How are we actually going to do that? Well, we have derived frequently asked questions from real life scenarios, meaning in simple words, we took all the questions that came in from partners and from prospects, tried to have some sort of prioritization so that we know what are the questions that are asked most by the customers, what are the questions that have the biggest impact to the sales decision, to the purchase decision, I mean. And so we try to come up with them first. Of course, everybody is free to contribute to these topics, so please feel free to reach out to me or to your partner managers to just give them some questions that come up a lot during your consultation of customers and prospects. Of course, it would be good if you could somehow, put some questions together and not send like one mail after the other with single questions. That would be quite helpful. And it would also be helpful if you could provide us with some sort of background of why that question is of particular importance for a certain person, meaning some use case, some story behind it, so that just we understand what is it actually that the customer wants, so that we can answer the question the best possible way. What's in for you, you might ask? Well, of course, you will get an online knowledge base around HR4 Dynamics with references and a good search functionality, because not only will we enhance the existing e-learning with that knowledge base, we will also include a new search functionality so that you can find all the information you need easier, quicker, and can really just use it as some sort of tool that you have on a day-to-day basis when it comes to questions around our solution. You will also have the chance to enhance your personal knowledge about HR4 Dynamics and refer the prospects to a worked out explanation about certain topics. As I said, it might be sometimes difficult to come up ad hoc with a good explanation for something, or with something that's really convincing that we can actually deliver what we need to achieve for the prospect. So it will really help you to have something where you can guide them to, where you can simply refer to, especially when we're talking about or think about what Jason said before with the cross-referencing like BI team does, for example. So this could be something where you can really help your customers find the right information at the right point in time. If you look at our schedule, we have prepared something so that you know when it will actually take place, when you can expect some content to be online. We are currently in our fourth quarter of the fiscal year, as Jason said, meaning we are currently working on the first frequently asked questions that we gather together with certain partners. We will implement the new search engine on our website so that you can use that as quickly as possible. And then by the beginning of the next quarter, we plan to really go live with that Hubdrive knowledge base, which will be an integral part of the e-learning. So we're not going to come up with a new section because we already have a lot of information about our solution in there. We will see where we can best fit it into the existing content and where we need to extend the content a little bit. At the same time, we will take care in the next quarter to get in touch with even more partners to gather such frequently asked questions, because it doesn't make sense if we just put out some answers to some questions. We really need to figure out what are the questions that come up most and what are the answers that you actually need in order to be successful when it comes to talking to the prospects. We will then, of course, go on with creating even more content and trying to find some other ways, some other tools, how we can actually drive that topic forward. So as I said down there, if you have any contribution that you want to share with us, if you have any questions where you say, I always run into this and I don't know how to really answer that the best possible way, or maybe you have an answer where you say, isn't that something that would be great to have on the website? Feel free to reach out to me directly or to our colleagues from partner management, and we will try our best to implement it into the Hubdrive knowledge base so that we all have in our network one shared knowledge base about the solution that you can definitely rely on.
Awesome. Thank you, Florian.
Thank you.
Let me pass things over to Holger.
Sure.
Well, thank you. All of you know that we have a recruiting portal, which is based on the Power Apps portal of Microsoft. And in the past, we always got the question on how can we customize this? How can we adapt the Power Apps portal or our recruiting portal, which is a add-on solution for our product to the customer needs, to their CI, to their design, to change logos, etc. To help you with that, we introduce now a new training. This is called Recruiting Portal Training. It's dedicated for technical consultants, software developers, and customers. It will be delivered by our favorite R&D department, and it will be split into days. In the first part, it will be interesting for a lot of you and your developers as we are introducing you to the Power Apps portals in general. We show you how to provisioning a Power Apps portal and connect it directly to the Power Apps or Power Platform instance. We then give you a feeling and an understanding on how to import the Hub Drive recruiting portal website, the add-on solution which I was talking about, and give you a general understanding about all the entities which are used by the portal and how they are connected to the Dataverse. Yeah. This, in the first bit, is not limited only to our solution itself, but also gives you a feeling and a general understanding on how to administrate other portals, like a service, a support portals, so all standard Microsoft Power Apps portals. In the second part, we are focusing more on our recruiting portal. We give you a general walkthrough on the functionality there and give you an understanding about the architecture and how to customize it. And we do customizing together with you. This is a hands-on training which we give to you. So if you have a customer in mind, or if you have yourself want to use the portal, we show you how to customize the portal, that your logo is up there. The duration is 1 day in total, split in 2 halves. The first half it will be 5 hours, the second 3 hours. And it's especially for partners, as you would see, that's €1,000 for partners, and for a discounted price, because you as a partner, you could deliver it to multiple customers, make them happy. And also to customers, we are offering this, but have the limitation right in there that we are only offering it to customers if they have technical consultants, if they have the knowledge of the software developers itself. And now back to you, Jason.
Okay, no, actually not back to me, but thanks, Holger. And also to let everybody know before I pass things back over to Julia, Holger and Florian will both stay on until the webinar is complete. So if you have any questions to put in the chat, just feel free to pop them in there. Okay, so now I will pass things over to Julia to talk about top partners Q4 so far.
Yes, thank you. And last but not least, we're finishing this webinar with some really good news. Our top partners Q4 so far. And congratulations to Quantique for generating the most leads and opportunities. Thank you so much for your engagement. We're really proud having you as a partner. And congratulations to Arbella, who sold the most licenses this month so far. We're glad to welcome you on board and looking forward working with you.
Cool. Thank you, Julia. So we're coming to the end here, right? And this will actually be our last partner webinar of fiscal year 21, right? So really, to be honest, I want to thank everybody for everything that you've done, and I want to thank you from on behalf of everybody at Hub Drive. The support, working together throughout the FY was absolutely fantastic. I mean, we had a great year, considering all of the things that the world was going through, and we definitely look forward to continuing that success as we roll into FY22. So if you have any questions, anything at all that you want to put into the chat, feel free to do so now. We'll stick around for a few more minutes just to make sure everything comes through. The other thing is, if you need to get in touch with Florian about the Hub Drive Wiki, if for some reason you can't remember his email address or you don't know it, reach out to Julia or myself. We're happy to pass it on. And if there's any questions about the recruiting service that came out, that you think of after the webinar is over with, reach out to one of us and we'll give you some more information. So we'll stick around here for a couple of minutes for any kind of questions. Okay, looks like there's no more questions rolling in, so appreciate everybody, taking the time. Thanks, obviously, for everyone that joined today. As Julia mentioned earlier, we're going to put this video up on YouTube. So if you have, the opportunity to go ahead and subscribe to our channel, that'll definitely make it a little bit easier and kind of automate us getting videos out there to you. And yeah, have a great rest of the week.